I'm here to tell you all the things that you might hate about owning chickens. You might hate shoveling poo out of your chicken coop every weekend. You also might hate to collect dirty eggs. You might hate having to lock them in at night. You might hate having to let them out in the morning. You might hate the fact that the chickens, if they're not contained, they might scratch all the mulch out of your veggie garden. And then you might hate having to stay up at night wondering, is tonight all your chickens going to get eaten by a fox? They were things that I used to worry about when I had chickens. But over the last 12 years here at Chicken Caravan, we've tried to solve each and every one of those problems with an electric chicken fence and the Chicken Caravan 30 Generation 5. One of the really cool features about the Chicken Caravan 30 Generation 5 is the automatic door that lets your chickens out in the morning, so you don't have to get out of bed early. And at night time, it locks them in automatically, so you don't have to worry about your chickens. So here are the chickens safely behind this electric chicken fencing. This fencing keeps the hens safe and it keeps the foxes out. And it's mobile, so you can move it wherever you want it. Now let's imagine we're a chicken discovering the Chicken Caravan 30. Here I am, I'm a chicken and I'm going up the ramp of the Chicken Caravan 30. What's inside? Well, hello, there's 3 beautiful perches that we can sit on at night. There's a light there to increase egg laying during winter months, and there's a beautiful nesting box that rolls the eggs away so we don't accidentally stand on them. Beautiful and comfy. So if you've ever had chickens before, you might have had the absolute honor of collecting some chicken eggs covered in poo. Chicken poo, that is. The main reason for that is chickens sometimes sit in the nesting boxes at night, and at night they do a lot of poo. And then in the morning when other hens come and lay their eggs, they're laying their eggs in poo. I personally don't like eggs with poo on them. So we thought, how do we create a nesting box that the hens don't sit in at night? What we have here is a roll-away nesting box, so your eggs always come out clean. The way this works is the nesting box is on a slight slope. So the chicken lays her egg and then the egg rolls out of the way so that hen doesn't actually accidentally stand on it and break the egg. Inside the nesting box, we've got a little gate, so at night time, the gate closes so the hens can't sit in there at night. What that gives you is clean eggs. So you've seen that the Chicken Caravan 30 has an automatic door that lets the chickens out in the morning, it locks them away at night. You've also seen there's lights inside the Chicken Caravan 30, so during the winter months when the days are short, the lights can just extend the day length to keep your hens laying for longer. And you've also seen that it's got an automatic gate inside the nesting box so they don't sit in there at night. How does all this work? Well, that is thanks to the color touchscreen control box. You can just program your times that you want lights to come on, lights to go off, when you want the hens to be let out, when you want them locked in, and when you want them laying and not laying. That's all powered by a battery, and so you don't have to drag this thing back to the house and plug it in like your electric car. We've built solar panels into the top. We've got one this side and one that side, so you don't need to worry about the chicken coop facing the right way. Is it facing the sun? It's all built in. That's something we came up with. Because we're just getting to know each other, fancy a drink? Well, this is where the chickens can drink from. These beautiful hygienic nipple drinkers under the Chicken Caravan 30. And inside the Chicken Caravan 30, there's enough room to put a 20 or 30 litre water drum that's in the shade, out of the sun. These nipple drinkers are better than a drinker bowl, because if you have a drinker bowl, they will scratch leaves, dirt, old food, feathers, poo, all sorts of things into the drinker bowl, and guess what? You're going to be the one washing it out every day, maybe twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. But with these hygienic water chicken nipple drinkers, you don't have to clean out a dirty, stinky, smelly, muddy water bowl. So you've got your chickens and you need to feed them, and what you don't want is some stupid little plastic feeder that's not UV stabilized, that's going to go brittle in the sun and so small that you have to fill it up twice a day. What you want is a big metal feeder that can take a full bag of feed. Here's a full bag of feed. That's pretty easy to feed your chickens, hey? and it slides back in, so it's out of the weather. There's another really cool feature of this feeder. Come down here, I'll show you. So the chickens only eat out of the feeder during the day, and you don't want this feeder open at night, allowing rats and mice access to it. So here's the other really cool feature we've built in. See that? That's an auto closing feeder. So when the Chicken Caravan 30 locks your chickens in at night, it also closes down the feeder, so you don't need to worry about rats and mice getting access to your chook food. Yeah, I know what you're about to say. You're thinking, in the heat of summer, this Chicken Caravan's probably going to get really hot. There's a couple of things built into the design of the Chicken Caravan 30 so your chickens don't get hot in summer. The first thing is the Chicken Caravan 30 is silver. It reflects a lot of the heat. The second thing is the roof on the Chicken Caravan 30 is dual layer. So it's got a top and a bottom, and in between there is an insulation air pocket. So any heat that touches the top of the roof does not penetrate into the Chicken Caravan 30. And if those two things aren't enough, we've built in special brackets that you can lock the roof open a little bit, allowing more airflow to keep your hens cool in summer. The floor of the Chicken Caravan is mesh, and that means you don't have to shovel out poo. All the poo falls straight through onto the ground below. Too easy. So as you can see, the Chicken Caravan 30 is on wheels, and what that means is super easy to move. So if you're ready to get chickens and experience clean eggs, pre-order a Chicken Caravan 30 Generation 5 with the electric poultry fence.